Hey, this is the weekly astrology for November 14th, 2016. By this point in time, we know where we stand politically. And while that may not be what many of us hope for, it is best to put this behind us and try to restore unity. The week begins with a full moon in Taurus. Full moons are notorious for bringing out the crazy in many of us, and it might be that the dust has yet to settle from the election. With that in mind, many who are unhappy with the results might be inclined to voice their opinions, or worse, physically act on them. Differences of opinion are actually healthy as long as they are seen as simply that. If emotions get in the way, then tensions can mount and an unhappy situation prevails. With a full moon so soon after a hotly contested election, the potential for emotions and aggressions are quite apparent. Does this signify a recount? Are the results going to be called into question? Can we be certain that what we see is accurate? With Mercury in a tight square, challenging, to Neptune, we may very well see people question the reality of what has occurred. Not unusual. In other areas of the cosmos, the planet Neptune stations direct by the end of the week. The planet of illusion and delusion has been in retrograde motion since June of 2016. The terms illusion and delusion are characteristics that come to light under the influence of this planet. In short, what happens is that what we see may not be real. Events can be misinterpreted, and hyperbole can reign supreme under the influence of Neptune. What does Neptune symbolize? Consider the Republican nominee's entrance at the Republican National Convention this past summer. And we see Neptune in classic form. Emerging from a bank of smoke machines, the candidate strolled onto the stage in a fog of illusion. Ironically, or not, Neptune casts a veil of uncertainty into the cosmos and obscures the reality of the situation. For this to occur when it did, as Neptune stations retrograde, we can see a clear act of self-delusion. This is not politically motivated charge, but rather the evidence of the cosmos at work. If we are not seeing clearly, how can we possibly come to any sort of viable conclusion? As Neptune stations direct, so soon after the election, is the universe bringing reality back to our stage? Do we now look at things differently? Where does Neptune cast his influence in your unique chart? One thing I want to put on the table just for us to think about is the possibility of supposing things aren't as bad as we think they are. We thought the sky has fallen. Supposing it isn't that bad. Trump is a moderate in some ways. He's not a Democrat or a Republican. He's definitely stirred up the candidacy. That may be a good thing. We've got a lot of dead wood in Washington. I'm not suggesting I'm a fan of his or that he's good for the planet or everything else, but there's a lot of checks and balances in the United States government that will protect a lot of the things that we're worried about. It's not a step forward for women, but maybe this is the step we needed to do to get the swamp cleared out. I don't know. I'm just running off the top of my head. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Republican. I voted for Hillary. I voted for Bernie. But I'm just trying to take a positive spin on where we are right now and that things may not be as bad as we think. There are a lot of checks and balances, and we are a strong people. We will not put up with much, and he won't get away with much. So take heart in that. Anyway, turningthewheel.tv, turningthewheel.com. Thank you for your support.